What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got what happened to every three-peat attempt. Let's check this out.
3 straight Super Bowl wins. It's the untraversed peak that even the greatest dynasties have.
Yeah, bro, like it is just incredibly difficult for a reason because it is the NFL.
So let's get into
it. We're probably never gonna see this shit. I don't think the Chiefs are gonna three-peat this year, bro. It's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry to tell you, Chiefs fans, but it's just not gonna happen, bro. The AFC is too damn stacked this year for the Chiefs to three-peat.
In my business, there is only one place, and that's to be a winner.
Vince Lombardi's Packers start off this list, but let's not forget, the Pack won the NFL championship in 1965 before winning the first 2 Super Bowls. They are the only team since postseason play began to win 3 straight championships, even though the first was before the annual AFL-NFL clash. Green Bay easily toppled the Chiefs and Raiders at the end of the 1966 and 1967 seasons, which played a role in Lombardi's name finding a permanent home on the Super Bowl trophy a few years later.
Dale to the right, McGee to the left, Star dropping straight back, hit as he throws.
Damn, what a catch. No gloves, just straight hands to the crib. Nigga was gone. It was like he ran like 90 yards, gang.
With a convincing 33-14 victory.
So what happened next? Well, the legendary coach resigned just days after the 67 season, staying on as GM. Lombardi relinquished his coaching duties to longtime assistant Phil Bankston. How exactly does one fill the shoes of a man who won 5 NFL titles in a 7-year span?
Wow.
Inheriting a roster
that's just dominance, bro.
Bankston's Packers struggled to a 2-3 record early. A rash of injuries, most notably to QB Bart Starr, hampered Green Bay's three-peat chances, not to mention going most of the season.
Oh, is he good?
It got so bad that Hall of Fame guard Jerry Kramer had to take over the duties at one point.
Nah, bro, that's crazy, bro. Having an offensive guard
so bad that Hall of Fame
kick field goals, that is nasty work.
Duties at one point. As a result, the Packers were dreadful in close games, with 5 of their 7 losses coming within one score.
Los Angeles held a slight lead late in the game when they were forced to punt. Tom Brown grabbed the ball.
So the Rams were in Los Angeles before going to St. Louis, then back to Los Angeles?
The Packers now led 14-13, but with seconds remaining, the Rams got the ball one final time. And that was enough to give them a 16-14 victory.
Bankston's squad was finished off in a 16-3 beatdown at the hands of the Colts in Week 13. There would be no Super Bowl three-peat, nor a quadrifecta of NFL titles. At 6-7-1, Green Bay finished with its first losing season since 1958.
What? Nigga, you're not OBJ or Randy Moss. Nigga tried to go up and catch that bit one-handed.
58. It foreshadowed the next 25 years of futility for the storied franchise. With new NFL powerhouses like Baltimore, Dallas, and Minnesota, the Packers earned just 2 playoff trips from 19.
I forgot the Colts used to be called Baltimore back in the day.
The thing that really is one of my coaching philosophies is somehow, some way, get the winning edge in a ball game.
He looks at you and figures how far he can push you.
Look at him! You can't come up unless he blocks!
And he takes you right to that breaking point.
It took all of 2 seasons for Don Shula to turn Miami into a title contender.
Let's get something out of the drill. Everything we do is for a reason.
The Hall of Fame coach led the Fins to the Super Bowl in 1971, then followed that up with the only perfect season in NFL history. By 1973, winning became automatic as Miami became the second team to pull off back-to-back Super Bowl wins.
The Miami Dolphins are the champions of the pro football world. They have won the Super Bowl for the 2nd time running, only the 2nd team ever to do that.
With nearly the exact same roster coming back in 1974, Shula's team was poised for a 3rd consecutive title, but a stunning Week 1 loss was perhaps a sign of things to come that season. Miami bounced back quickly, though, sporting their typical ground-and-pound style. The Dolphins lost just 2 more times in the regular season by a combined 6 points. They sent 10 players to the Pro Bowl and finished top 6 in both scoring offense and defense. The juggernaut would face a tough test in the AFC Divisional, though, traveling to Oakland to take on John Madden's 12-2 Raiders. A showdown fit for Hollywood, this game had it all, including one of the greatest finishes in league history.
Here's the deep one to Brad. Deep.
Wow. Severely underthrown that bet. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, the Raiders threw it.
History.
Oh, I don't know why I thought the Miami Dolphins threw it. Still underthrown, by the way. He got right back up and took it to the crib. Imagine losing like that game.
He's turning the corner behind Little at the 20, down to the 15. He rams one man out of the way at the 10. He goes all the way. Touchdown,
Wow.
Dolphins. And Miami is back in front, 25-21. But the Miami Dolphins looking to be the first team ever to play in 4 straight Super Bowls and win 3 straight. 35 seconds left for Oakland.
Playing 4 straight. So they already had played in 3 straight Super Bowls, but they're 2-1 in that span, and they were about to go to a 4th straight. God damn. Shit, it was running in the 1970s. Wow. No way, bro. Nah, that's crazy. The hell's up with his hair?
Play became known as the Sea of Hands, and it sent Miami home short of the AFC Championship game for the first time since 1970. Shula and company missed the playoffs each of the next 3 seasons, and the Dolphins have yet to regain the Lombardi at any point since 1973. While Clarence Davis put an end to Miami's three-peat bid, Pittsburgh was launching a dynasty of their own on the other
Pittsburgh
side
had a
of the
chance to do it too. Look at Franco Harris.
Bradshaw rolling right. Bradshaw gets a big block and fires into the end zone, complete for the touchdown.
Pittsburgh, the Super Bowl.
R.I.P. Franco Harris, man.
They're still a very young team. I would say their best years are ahead of them.
The Steelers took home their first ever Super Bowl in 1974, taking the throne as the new kings of the NFL. 1975 was no different, as Pittsburgh and its steel curtain defense powered its way to a second straight Lombardi trophy in Super Bowl X. Young, hungry, and loaded on both sides of the ball, this looked like a squad that would win 3 in a row.
Here is Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw throwing it deep. Shit, he got an arm.
Steeler touchdown.
Yet the first 5 games of the 1976 campaign were an unexpected disaster for Chuck Noll's team. A 1-4 start saw that ferocious steel curtain allow 110 points.
Damn!
Pittsburgh blew a 14-point lead to the arch-rival Raiders in Week 1 and committed 6 turnovers in back-to-back games in Weeks 3 and 4. Now, taking every team's best shot, it was time to reestablish its championship prestige.
Turnaround 76 had begun. The most dramatic comeback in NFL history lay ahead.
Despite playing without Terry Bradshaw for a chunk of the season, the Steelers won out the rest of the way. 9 straight victories to close out the season, and get this, Pittsburgh's defense gave up just 28 total points in those final 9 games. That's just absurd. Franco Harris and Rocky Bleier each had over 1,000 yards, leading the squad to another division crown and a demolition of the Colts in the AFC divisional round. The Steelers poured on 40 points and over 500 yards of offense, but the win came at a cost. Pittsburgh lost both of their running backs that day and went into the AFC title game wounded. And the Raiders had playoff revenge in their minds. 1972, 1974,
oh, with the immaculate reception.
Each ended with season-ending losses to the Steelers.
That's
Not
tough.
On this day.
Stabler play fakes, drops back. Here comes the rush. He gets rid of it to Bankston. Touchdown Raiders. Stabler gives to Clarence Davis. He dives.
Bro, so the Raiders is out here ending everybody's 3-peat attempts, huh? Miami, now Pittsburgh.
Oakland set the tone and finally got over the hump. A 24-7 win erased any dreams of a black and gold 3-peat. But guess what? Pittsburgh had another shot at it just 4 years later. The team of the decade went back-to-back again in 1978 and 1979. They finished top 5 scoring offense and defense in each of those.
These motherfuckers did it twice.
Cast thriving on the big stage.
Swan makes a circus catch in the end zone. Unbelievable catch for the touchdown. He looked like a flying circus. Now Bradshaw pumping, firing downfield. There goes Stallworth. He pulls it in.
That's a dime, bro.
The 10, the 5, and it's a touchdown for Pittsburgh.
Terry Bradshaw had an arm, bro.
4 Lombardi trophies and looked to become the first team to take home 3 in a row going into 1980. With the Hall of Fame core still intact, the Steelers jumped out to a 4-1 record to start the campaign, but Pittsburgh's 18 extra postseason battles throughout the 70s began to take its toll on this group of seasoned veterans.
Another injury-riddled
from elite
season.
to average, finishing middle of the pack in yards and points allowed. Meanwhile, star wideout John Stallworth was lost for nearly the entire season with a broken leg. Franco Harris would post his lowest rushing total since 1973, while Terry Bradshaw tossed 22 interceptions.
Damn,
if that
that's tough.
wasn't enough, the Steelers lost 4 games by a combined 15 points from weeks 3 to 8.
The AFC's balance of power was shifting. For a team accustomed to winning Super Bowls, the remainder of the 1980 season went down like castor oil.
Rallying back to get to 7-4, Pittsburgh fell flat the rest of the way. A pair of costly losses to Buffalo and Houston knocked Noel's team out of the playoffs for the first time since 1971. The dynasty slowly fizzled out from there, with many of the aging legends walking away in the coming years. Pittsburgh did make 4 playoff trips in the 80s, but didn't find Super Bowl success again until 2005.
That's the year I was born.
The 49ers in one of
the Niners, Jerry Rice.
Become the first team to win back-to-back Super Bowls since the Pittsburgh Steelers.
There it is, baby. Next year, 3-peat. We're going for 3 again. We're the first team in the history to do that. That's our next goal.
We go from one
bro talking about zesty as hell, boy. I ain't gonna hold you.
Matched Pittsburgh's 4-pack of Lombardis in the 1980s. Joe Montana's game-winning drive in Super Bowl 23 was ultimately followed with an MVP season and an MVP performance in Super Bowl 24. By 1990, the Niners were clicking on all cylinders and had their eyes set on a 3-peat. They became the first team ever with back-to-back 14-win seasons, and Montana would take home a 2nd straight MVP trophy.
16 seconds left.
Let me put Aaron Rodgers.
Number 16 back to throw it.
Aaron Rodgers won 2 consecutive, I believe. I think 2021 and 2022, I believe. I think it was when he won back-to-back MVPs, if I'm not mistaken. So I know he's won 4 in his career altogether.
Straight games between 1989 and 1990. Jerry Rice went for over 1,500 yards in another All-Pro season, while the Ronnie Lott-led defense.
Oh, what a hit!
Points per game. San Francisco cruised to a 3rd straight NFC title game and another playoff showdown with the rival Giants. These teams faced off 5 times in the playoffs from 1981 to 1990.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
5 times in the playoffs from
I ain't gonna lie. I thought this nigga Ronnie Lott was about to jaw his shit. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh my gosh.
The 49ers went into the clash as an 8-point favorite, yet New York never backed down. A sustained drama and intensity flowed throughout the afternoon at
them boys hitting out there. Okay, that's a dirty hit, not gonna lie.
Of 49ers history.
Montana, long time in the pocket, but chased out.
Ooh!
The ball's loose.
I think that injured him. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that hit.
Leonard Marshall coming from the backside.
Boy, Montana up, but woozy.
Leonard Marshall's hit knocked Joe Montana out of the game and would affect
Steve Young,
Fame QB's tenure in San Francisco. Now clinging to a 1-point lead in the final minutes, all the Niners had to do was pick up a 1st down and hold on to the ball.
Fumbled, wow. That is tough.
Kick is away, it's got the distance. It is good. Good. And the Giants are going to Tampa Bay. It's over for the 3-peats.
Matt Barr's 5th field goal of the day propelled the G-Men to their 2nd NFC crown in 5 years, ending the 49ers dynasty as we knew it. While the transition from Montana to Young was nearly seamless, San Francisco took its fair share of playoff bumps in the following seasons at the hands of the league's next dynasty.
Dallas Cowboys. It seemed like every time the Niners see the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs now, bro. Like they win it. I think they won like 3 consecutive games in the postseason against them. If I'm not mistaken.
Team into juggernauts once again. By 1992, that became a reality.
Troy Polamalu.
The Cowboys took down San Francisco in back-to-back NFC title games before securing the Lombardi in each of those campaigns. Led by the triplets Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin.
Yes, sir. The Coke legend, bro. Michael Irvin.
How sweet it is.
After another thrashing of Buffalo in Super Bowl 28, all eyes were set on the 1994 season and the first ever three-peat. Just one problem.
What?
We have mutually decided that I would no longer be the head football coach with the Dallas Cowboys.
The relationship between Jimmy Johnson and team owner Jerry Jones had boiled over, and suddenly,
of course, bro, this nigga Jerry Jones can't get along with anybody for a long period of time.
I hope I can do as good a job as Jimmy Johnson. That's what you're hoping, and that's damn sure what you're hoping. That's why I'm here.
The former Oklahoma coach had big shoes to fill, and he performed admirably in his first season. Dallas went 12-4 in 1994, with each of those losses coming by 1 score. The Cowboys were dominant on both sides of the ball, finishing with a top 3 scoring offense and defense. A whopping 11 Pro Bowlers carried Dallas to another division crown and a 3rd straight clash with the Niners in the NFC Championship. But the first half turned from bad to worse in round 3.
Aikman sends it down the left side. Ball is caught and knocked down. That could
Wow.
be a fumble. Yes, it is a
Fumble.
fumble. Williams out near the 30-yard line.
Another fumble?
I think they've got it again. 49ers have it again. It's Aikman. Some pressure. Gets
No
the
way he
field
gonna
away.
fumble again. Oh, it's picked off. Damn.
He's got a lane down the left side.
Krivsky.
20-10-5. Touchdown.
Damn, why the fuck he running like that?
49ers are up 3 touchdowns.
That should look weird as
in the
hell.
first half of the first quarter.
The Cowboys gave the ball away 5 times and allowed 31
5
first half
times?
points. Despite a late rally, Dallas couldn't climb out of the hole and fell 38-28. While Switzer failed to reach the top of the mountain in '94, he silenced the critics the following season. The Cowboys were champs for the 3rd time in 4 years, and just think of how close they came to winning 4 straight Lombardis. Okay, fast forward now 2 seasons where a longtime legend finally broke through.
This one's
Denver Broncos.
After dropping his first
John
3
Elway.
Super Bowls, John Elway and the Broncos took it home in 1997 with a huge boost from Hall of Fame running back Terrell Davis. TD was even better in 1998, becoming the 4th player ever to rush for 2,000 yards in a single season. Denver was a force that season, finishing 14-2, capping off the brilliant season with a 2nd straight Lombardi. The perfect time, as Elway saw it, to ride off into the sunset.
And I really don't look at it as retirement. I look at it as graduation. We all
That's a good way to look at it.
We graduate from college. I'm just graduating pro football.
Damn, you
So
can tell he's
how would the
emotional, man.
Broncos replace their 16-year leader and the greatest player in franchise history? Mike Shanahan would hand the reins to 2nd-year QB Brian Griese, a national champion at the University of Michigan. But the plan was to ride Davis just as Denver had the previous 2 seasons. After an 0-3 start, all hopes of a
Shannon
Super Bowl
Sharp.
three-peat were crushed in Week 4.
Over the middle, and this one is intercepted.
Damn.
And it's Victor Green who holds on this time and is knocked out of bounds inside the
That hit
20-yard
looked
line.
nasty.
Terrell Davis, the injured Bronco, got rolled up on. Terrell was able to get up and walk to the sideline. He limped, but
Ooh.
the replay did not look good.
Davis tore his ACL and was lost for the season.
Ah.
Griese went just 4-9 as the starter, throwing 14 touchdowns to 14 picks. Despite returning most of their Super Bowl roster, the loss of Elway and Davis was too much to overcome, and the Broncos finished just 6-10. Shanahan stayed on as coach until 2008, making 4 more playoff trips, but Denver didn't win another Lombardi until 2015.
And the Patriots are world
Pages, they were the last team to do it. And now it's the Chiefs, man.
New England's unprecedented 2-decade dynasty reached its highest level after a 2nd straight Super Bowl win in 2004. The 14-2 Pats obliterated their foes with a plus 177-point differential that year. So what happened next? Tom Brady and Bill Belichick returned to lead a third straight championship season, but a slew of medical concerns and key off-season departures set the defense back in 2005. Ty Law was waived before signing elsewhere in free agency. Safety Rodney Harrison was lost for the season in Week 3, and linebacker Teddy Bruschi suffered a stroke that nearly ended his career. In all, New England would start 45 different players throughout the 2005 campaign. Yet despite all of that, this squad still came out of the season with 10 wins and an AFC East title.
Lossman first and 10, batted down, intercepted.
Wow. Goodbye.
The Pats hosted Jacksonville in their first wild-card game since 1998, coincidentally also against the Jags. Willie McGinnis set a playoff record with 4.5 sacks as New England cruised to a 28-3 victory. That, though, is where the fun ended. In a place that proved to be Brady and Belichick's kryptonite, the Broncos took it to the two-time defending champs.
Coming after Brady, gets it away, he's picked. He's picked in the end zone. It's Bailey.
Champ Bailey. What y'all know about prime Champ Bailey, bro? Nigga was different. Damn. That's why you don't slow down. Boom. He's out at the 1.
Denver dominated in a 27-13 win, handing Belichick his first playoff loss as Patriots head coach. And if you're counting it home, that makes it 0 for 8 on three-peat tries. As the Chiefs look to buck the trend in 2024, we've seen it takes a lot to bounce a great team out of title contention, whether it be injuries, roster turnover, father time.
Oh, and I also just found out that Pacheco got hurt as well, bro. So
just a bad bounce.
That's not good.
Super Bowl three-peat is the NFL's white whale, and it may take a miracle to get the job done.
Facts. You see, like, it's hard, bro. Even back then, it was hard. What you think now, bro? Like, with all these great defenses and shit, you know what I'm saying? I know the Chiefs are a good team, and they got probably the best head coach of all time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Andy Reid. Is still just going to be difficult to three-peat. You know what I'm saying? You got all these great teams in the AFC with Houston. You got my Baltimore Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Even though we are 0-2, we're going to bounce back, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got, let's see, you got the Jags, you got the Colts, the Titans, you know what I'm saying? You got a whole bunch of crazy good teams in the AFC, bro. Like, it's just not gonna happen, bro. Like, I'm sorry to tell you Chiefs fans, bro, y'all are not three-peating this year. Let's keep it a buck, gang. Unless, you know what I'm saying, some miracle that Mahomes gets bailed out like always by the refs, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, bro. You feel me? I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what other NFL videos y'all want me to react to. Without further ado, I'm out. Gang!